Well, hello, America. Oh my god. Well, it's been 3 weeks since I made a video, and that was consisting about talking about the riots and looting and everything going on here in my home state of Minneapolis, Minnesota, due to the George Floyd murder. 3 weeks have been by, and I've been watching and seeing and going out to my city and looking at the aftermath and looking at what news sources and independent news sources have put out. And let me tell you, dude, this country has gone in full, utter chaos. Uh, I can say at this point, we are making our country look like not the stepping stone of what other countries should be, but the stepping stone of complete anarchy of what I feel that this country kind of tries to shed out of other countries in the world, and we are doing exactly that, and we are becoming the country that every civilized country says we don't want to be. That is literally where we have gone. Uh, I mean, gosh, the news has just been insane of still continuing to riot, still continuing to loot, destroying infrastructures, and playing, well, again, every 4 years we seem to go through this trend of race wars on black versus white, white versus black. Seems to just be the narrative every 4 years, or especially a big election year, considering that it's going to be Donald Trump and Joe Biden. And at this point, I don't know. I really can't even pick a side, even if I wanted to at this point. I'm going with either one isn't really correct, but then again, I haven't really lived through an election where I kind of feel like either candidate was ever the one. So arguing on that basis, or to go and tear up my own city based on that, is just kind of ridiculous. To say that you don't like Trump, okay, logic. To say that you don't like Joe Biden is, I can say the same thing. Okay, I get it. Logic. Neither candidate really seems really fit to fix any of these problems at all. So to riot and destroy your own city over that premise is kind of insane to me. Uh, it it's definitely gone to race wars. We've set up a whole movement of cops killing unarmed, innocent black people. So my question, as I look at it, is it really race wars, or how did it become race wars? Because I thought it was mostly, at the beginning of this, was everybody together agreeing that cops needed to be more regulated, needed to be more held accountable for their actions, and we needed complete police reform, which all made sense to me, which I completely agree with. I agree with some legislation and with some educational and some logical steps that, there could be some extreme reform to police departments all over this nation, and we can all come civilly to a reasonable answer of how we can get to where we can finally get the police not so militarized and not so against the people, and work on a new establishment. That was the original narrative. That was the original plan, which I completely backed 100%. But people say it's the left that have perpetuated this whole race war, and has just pushed that as the agenda more than fixing the police situation. It's the police fault that there's a race war. All of it just really conflicted on the whole thing. Like, we started with one horrible ordeal, and it to where it's gotten is completely absurd. And I don't know on any side that you sit of this is where the problem has been solved or is getting solved. Because respectfully, in like the last 3 weeks, not a single thing has changed for departments. Not There hasn't been a single reform. There hasn't been a single piece of legislation. There hasn't been even a single. There hasn't even been a trial for these cops yet. I mean, some are being let out on bail at this point because they've pushed the narrative so hard that it's a race war and not the people versus the police war, or even putting in that there needs to be a big change in the police department, that they're just bailing them out at this point because it's turned into a race war. Because regardless of what establishment you want to stick by, they literally hit the agenda perfect. They've literally turned everybody against themselves instead of reform for the police. It has worked. I mean, amazing. I mean, if I was a crooked ass politician, I would literally look at the outcome of all this and be like, wow, dude, we are excellent at our jobs because you have extremely put the public at, no, it's not the police. It's not the police. Remember, you guys hate each other. And how it's been pushed. Oh my gosh. What saddens me most is most people fell for it. Most Americans have fallen for this whole we hate each other agenda thing all over again. And that it's all about black and white, white and black. That they literally just gave you little tidbits. And you were like a horde of piranhas that just went and just gobbled it all up. Every American, every just simple American citizen gobbled it up and just said, yes, racism's the problem, not police. There is no bad police. There may be a bad apple, but let's not talk about that because remember there's racism. And it has gone so far that now we're the only solution here, which takes Seattle, Washington, you started the autonomous zone. Now this zone is great testament and great testing of this whole new order, which is kind of scary. But so they started a whole new autonomous zone, or Chaz, or CHOP, or communist country. I don't know what you guys want to call it, but this is what we've started. And they built a wall. Must be some pro-Trump there. They've organized their own little community. This is not just a black community. This isn't just a white community. I mean, this is an Indian, an Asian, everybody's community, which is fine, good. And they wanted no police, and they're holding the 6-block radius until the police are abolished. At the beginning, I thought, okay, this probably ain't a bad idea. Actually, let's show, like, the government, we don't really need you. It would show that the public and the American people could run their own little town. It was almost like, let's do a trial run here. And be able to run it sufficiently. Have some assistance, because I would say, like, the governor and mayor, they brought in porta potties, they brought in, hand sanitizer, they brought in food, and, the community did help from the beginning. There was help, and it looked like it was going just fine. It looked like, there's probably a good action to take. Days progressed, and it has turned into a free-for-all, complete anarchy. This was built primarily in the blocks of a full police precinct and other businesses. From reports, they've been extorting all the businesses, all the business owners around or in the autonomous zone, because you can't stay open unless you're paying them. The people, the organizers, the leaders of this autonomous zone, I guess that's not really been put out to me exactly who them people are. But rumor has it this is what they do. And for extortion, the violence, the sexual misconduct, I guess we'll go with. The R word just seems a little harsh. I don't know how YouTube's stance on that kind of stuff is. So yeah, assaults, and it's crazy that the cops are being called there by record rates by these assaults and these sexual assaults and this extortion and people ODing on drugs. The cops are being called to this autonomous zone. That again started because they wanted to abolish the police and didn't need the police, but yet you're in the autonomous zone calling the police, saying that you need help from the police because you're having problems in your zone where you said you didn't want the police. Did you keep up with me there? The people that said they didn't want the police and they want to abolish the police are now calling the police to come there. Whew. You really couldn't make it up. You really just can't even. I don't get the logic. I mean, I get it. I saw Black Lives Matter. Some of their, it was a spokeswoman. She got up in the autonomous zone and started emphasizing that, these assaults or, all the extortion and the bad things that are happening here need to stop. This isn't how we need to do this. We need to do this peacefully, and we need to, unify together and show that. She didn't really get any farther than that before she was booed, throwing stuff at her, and basically told, get the fuck out of our zone. And she kind of had no other option but to throw her hands up. Excuse me. Throw her hands up and just say, you know what, fuck it. And it's more bad because it's like, okay, I thought for like Black Lives Matter, they were going to be the prime organizers of this thing, and they were the ones that were really trying to be the stepping stone of making change. And even now they're getting booed and getting stuff thrown at them to quit speaking logic and real ways of making change. If you're going to protest, peacefully protesting is the way to go. When you start rioting, causing anarchy, and destroying your cities, that's when you've lost the American public abroad. Because let's just face facts here. Most of the country, okay, the vast majority of the countries of our country, of our people, are not there. We get it through news media. We get it through, you can say CNN, Fox, whatever you want, but independent news media is there. People with iPhones and Android phones and the internet, YouTube videos and stuff are there showing what is happening and around all these cities. And the primary motive here is that, well, it's the left, and they're doing all this to try to take down Trump. Nobody is saying this, but it looks like to me that this is the pro-Trump. This is how they're trying to get Trump to stay in office. Does nobody else see this? Look at everything that is happening. You have pushed people to scream for more police. You've pushed for people to really support the police. You've pushed the narrative that these race wars are completely ridiculous. It's in this autonomous zone. there's more white people than I've seen in these videos in this autonomous zone than I've even seen black people. And let's not even boil it down that it is black and white people conjured together. Granted, there might be some violence and some shit that goes down, but at the end of the day, just hanging out, doing drugs with each other, drinking, having a great time, as the mayor would call it, the summer of love. I can't believe she said that. On live TV of all places. I mean, nothing really good is happening there for the community or for the city at large at all. But it's a majority of white and black people having a great time. They claim race wars. And they claim racism by white people on black people. But yet it's a majority white people partying with the black people. And there is no other races involved. I don't see the Asian Americans. I don't see the Korean Americans. I don't see the Indian Americans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see all the demographics represented here. And it's really just been left, so portrayed of left trying to take control, trying to start this anarchy, to ultimately start this whole new world order and all this socialism shit. Dude, take a step back. If that was the case, then all you would have is the right for the people to support. You would only have the right for the people to really look at and just say, well, who would I really want to solve this problem? And that would be Donald Trump. That would be the Republicans. It's almost like you guys, to anybody that fully supports this cause and fully supports what you're doing right now, you're literally, in your actions without your peaceful protesting, is showing the American people this is more the reason we need more cops. This is more the reason that we need to stop these bogus race wars. This is more the reason why we need the Republican Party to stay in charge. So if your ultimate goal was to, Trump is a racist, Trump is a bad guy, Trump needs to get out of office, every step you've taken has literally just shown the rest of the American public of, we need Trump in office, Trump is doing a great job, and Trump needs to act more. You've defeated your own cause. And my conspiracy at this rate is, all of this is a sham, and everybody just really wants Trump, but just doesn't admit that they want Trump, or is really scared to say that they want Trump. So they're doing things to perpetuate that Trump could potentially be the best president that we've ever had in America. Because I don't really get with what you guys are doing, how you are helping Joe Biden, or how you are helping the left at all. I'm dumbfounded on it. I literally believe that even the left at this point is even manipulating this whole situation to keep Trump in. You have literally the left can look at you and say, "No, man, no, we need to do stuff. We need to bust the police. These are left-run states, and we need to make sure that all these riots and all this keep up. So then we'll get the vote." Oh, how stupid that really all sounds. Now, when you're being told this, and this is your motive here, to people in all these small towns, not in these cities, or even in the states where this stuff isn't happening, we're watching it thinking, the police need to do something. We need to send in the National Guard again. We need to send in the FBI and start arresting you people. We need to fucking send in a military force to all these cities and just let them run amok and do what the military does. Fucking crack skulls and arrest motherfuckers, call them a terrorist organization and start throwing them into federal prisons. Like, literally, this is the stepping stone, or like what the rest of American public is being portrayed to think, based off a narrative that somehow this is Trump's fault. from the looks of things, I'm thinking we need to take the realm of Trump, and I don't think Joe Biden is going to handle this type of situation. If this is all being perpetuated by the left, they're saying, yeah, dude, this is the right, destroying their cities as rights, and being able to assault each other, and racism is we're I don't really get where left is if they're just going to end racism all of a sudden, because I feel that this is just perpetuated every election season. Every election year, this seems to be the same narrative always brought on the pedestal. Racism exists. Yep. No one's equal. Yep. White privilege. Yep. Uh, but everybody like buys into it, and I don't really get it. It's like how that is not our problems in America, right? Like racism is really not a problem. Let's be very honest here. Racism is not the systemic problem. Probably the 1% is probably a big problem here. Big conglomerates that are shutting down small businesses is like a bigger problem here. Uh, and our education system and how depleted that is getting every year is probably a bigger problem in America than racism has or will ever be. Uh, Divorce rates, fucking murders, fucking crime in general. I mean, dude, there is so many other bigger problems than what racism is, but racism seems to always be the thing that has to be the top priority because that always starts the fight between races. And then with races, and then with race wars, you can just then play your little political games, and you can literally just start deciphering what side people are going to be on by what actions or what things certain people say. And for Trump, it was like, of course it was going to be a race war. This, for anybody at the beginning of Trump's even campaign trail to when he became president through his whole presidency, we could have lived in a perfect world. We could have stopped racism. Everything could have been done. And by this time, no matter what, it was going to be a race war. No matter what. That was the only outcome. They pretty much said it from day one of Donald Trump first saying he was going to run for president. It was going to be a race war. Of course it was going to be. Because, well, first off, we just had Obama, and now like Trump, he's white, so that's automatic problem number one with the left. And then he sure as fuck ain't a liberal, so that's definitely going to be problem two. And when it all boils down, is just race wars is like the only real way to start controlling your people. Is if you turn your people against each other, then brainwashing them, manipulating them, and conforming them to your own political agenda is the easiest way. Because coronavirus, let's just say, simply didn't work. Fear mongering people did not work. They tried that. Okay, before the race war, they did try fear mongering, in which coronavirus was going to kill everybody. Coronavirus was you were going to need ventilators, PPE, and you were going to need gloves, and you weren't able to leave your house, and you got to quit your job. But don't worry, we will give you stimulus checks. Sounds like socialism. And then we're going to go and make sure that as long as you vote for us and you're on our side, that you'll be taken care of. And won't die magically somehow, maybe, kind of, probably not, who knows. And at that rate, we all bought into it, dude. Like, we're such a nation of stupid fucking people that, yeah, we literally saw this. And I can't lie, because I fell for that shit, too. I did, dude, because initially when this data was coming out, I was scared to shit. I was like, man, we got a virus out of China. Oh, my God, we all might die. They might be right, because when you're fed it every day, there has to be some form of belief, because, well, what other source do you really have that's telling you any different? So, first we're all scared, at first we're kind of all worried about this fucking thing and thought, all right, dude, let's wear a mask, let's be safe, blah, blah, blah. And then the data comes out, and the simple testing starts happening, and literally these numbers are nothing even close, not even a smidgen of what they initially reported. It was completely nuts. I won't spend a whole lot of time on coronavirus, but it was nuts. And it's coming back. I just had a big scare at my work, and I'm making this video on a Tuesday now because, well, I was exposed. It's a whole different conversation, but we're going to stay on point here. But so they tried that. They tried the fear mongering, and people did not buy that shit at all, especially after we started seeing the facts. But a race war and the left agenda and bad policing and police brutality and all that, of course, there was going to be something that, even with facts, even with statistics, you can still push people and brainwash people into even thinking that's not even something that we need to consider, because race wars sell. They sell, and they sell high, and it's easy to manipulate people based off of that premise, and it has worked for generations in this country. And coming that we are in 2020, and this is still even the go-to manipulation that is being used on the American citizens, is completely absurd. And for the fact that we're still all buying into it is just absurd on our part, because come on now, dude, we all know this is not true. Like, reasonably, there's some piece of shit people out there. Okay, I'm gonna deny that. There's some piece of shit, racist fucking assholes. Okay, sure. But in every category, you can say there's always somebody. There's somebody out there that likes to have intercourse with animals. There's some sick fucks out there, alright? There's some sick fucking people out there, okay? There's always that percentage, okay? That it exists. It's never not going to exist. It's always going to be there. But for the vast majority of people, the vast majority of the whole population of the whole world is not racist. I don't recall ever hanging out with me and my buddies, black, white, Asian, Mexican. I've never had us ever encounter the racist friend. Never had us encounter the one that was just like, you know what? Getting sick of all these people. You know, like, dude, we just don't get it. And it's just, unless it was unless it was put out as a joke, or, just a stupid joke, like a not very funny joke, or it was in a discussion of once upon a time, our ancestors did this, and it was during conversation where you had whatever talks, Hitler talks, whatever. That's the only time we really ever talked about racism. Unless it was election year. Then it's, oh, but everybody's a racist. Trump's a racist. Every Trump supporter is a racist, which I never really got that narrative either. What? I don't remember in any part of his whole agenda, or even any of his political polls, or even any of the laws, or even any bills that had anything to do with racism that Trump has ever done, is my question. Well, he's a racist. Well, how? How is he racist? What has he done that is racist? Show me one law. Show me one bill. Show me one thing that he's passed in his political career, or ever, I guess, at that rate, that he definitely went for racism, and that he endorsed racism, or that he changed laws to make sure that racism was okay, or however you can't just scream that somebody's a racist. Like, I haven't seen the facts yet. Oh, he put up border security. Dude, that's about the only one that I ever hear, is just the border security. But you do know that, like, the Obama administration was the ones that highly funded ICE, right? Like, that it was the Obama administration that pushed the highest for mass immigration laws and mass deportation, right? Like, And even that, I'm not going to say Obama's racist against Mexicans. I'm just saying that's what he was doing to protect our country because borders are very, very real. And uh, uh, our safety and our security of our country is a very high priority on the list of like all Americans here. I, that is the dumbest argument I've ever heard on anything that involved racist and Trump or anything. Well, it's just, what did I really do? I just walked across an invisible line into a visible, name of a country that, in credited invisible laws that I can't see. Well, I'd like to inform you people that these laws do exist. This country is very much real, and these laws are very much implemented, and there are consequences for your actions, especially if they're deemed illegal in this country. That's something that we shouldn't have to explain to any American or even any person outside of America, considering that their countries hold the same demographics here. They do have their invisible lines are real. Their countries do exist, and I have yet to find the country that doesn't have laws. Pretty sure that just comes standard with you're a country now. So saying that implementing immigration and even being tough on immigration is somehow at all a racial thing is completely absurd. But let's not forget the fact that that we're not talking about racial wars here based on Trump white versus brown Mexican. Okay, that has never been the narrative here. It's not white versus Mexican, white versus brown or brown versus white. Oh, no, 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 no. So in the part where he's racist, all that is subsided of it's white versus black or black versus white. Well, I thought the problem was mass immigration. I thought the main problem was with Mexico. Well, then why are we talking? How is he racist against than every other race? Look, I don't get it. I mean, is this world gone completely fucking mad? Like, is this country gone completely fucking mad? I have yet to find the logic in a lot of these moves. The only thing I can really conspiracize here is all this is a faction of making sure Trump doesn't leave office. Is literally, I got to go back to that because that seems to be the only logical point here. All this is being perpetuated based on this. So when Trump is reelected, then it's not going to be a surprise to anybody because because what do you think is going to happen in this autonomous zone? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think they're going to abolish the police? Do you think they're going to defund the police? Like, there's not even a set plan sent by anybody of exactly how that should happen, how it could even happen, and what we're going to do afterwards. There is not a single plan. Not a single even spigot of this is where we should even start. There has been nothing. The federal government, we'll leave Trump out of this. The federal government is going to send in the FBI. The federal government is going to send in some sort of force into these autonomous zones, into these cities, into this shit, and we're going to shut it down. And you know who's going to get praised for it at the very end, right before election? Donald Trump. Everybody is going to look at it and say, Donald Trump solved these problems. Donald Trump opened our cities back up. Donald Trump stopped all the protesting. Donald Trump stopped all the violence and all the shootings and all. Dude, he's going to get praised for this right before election. Do you think that's a leftist agenda? Apparently all this has been a leftist agenda. And don't tell me by the leftist point of view they don't know what the end game here is. Don't tell me the right don't know what the end game here is. I can see it very fucking clearly what the end game is here. He's going to stop the violence. They're going to put in some military fucking force. And they're going to close up all this autonomous shit. And to you guys, to the very few people that are there are going to be pissed. And good luck with your Joe Biden fucking dreams. Literally do any research on the fucking guy. I mean, literally pick up a history book on that dude. Like, that's a whole different video on how fucked Joe Biden is. I mean, like, literally, I mean, dude, if you wanted Trump out of office, you could have, any option would have been better than fucking Joe Biden. Dude, at this rate, I would way prefer Bernie Sanders on the fucking running trail. No, that's a different conversation. Anyways, so when this happens, the very, very few people that have been doing this shit is going to be the people that's pissed off. You know what every other person is outside of these zones, outside of these cities, and living in their little suburbia towns are going to think? Trump did the right thing. Trump needs to stay in office. Trump fixed it. I feel safe now. This is the end plan here. If you guys in any way, I don't care what color your skin is, I don't care what side of politics you sit on, I don't care. Literally, dude, I sit in the middle too. I'm not going to say I'm here pro-Trump or pro-Biden or pro-left or pro... Yeah, I know how to think for my fucking self. Okay? I own guns. I have a job. I'm self-sufficient. And I know how to hunt. I can think for my fucking self. I don't really need your political bullshit. But if I did, and I was highly in politics, and I definitely wanted to secure the spot in Trump's fucking office there, I wanted to secure Trump in office. Dude, step by step, line by motherfucking line, you have literally given the public every reason to keep Trump in office right now. And you scream, and you've been manipulated, and you've been this little conformed of fuck Trump, but at the same time, you're going to be the puppets, the sheep, to keep him in office. You're gonna tread them walks, and you're gonna walk them waters, and you are gonna do what we tell you to do, and what we manipulate you into doing. Because let's not be fooled here. No more of this is about George Floyd. No more of this is about police brutality. No more of this has been about anything other than a political game. This has all turned into a political game. And they do it every 4 years. And it fucking amazes me when I see your guys' videos, or see you guys protesting, or see you guys fighting and burning down places. I'm like, what the fuck? Not even you have woken up to this? I would get it if it's a bunch of fucking 4-year-olds running around doing this, because you know what? They haven't lived long enough to see the fucking agenda. They haven't lived long enough to see the political fucking little fucking puppet games they play. Like, they haven't lived long enough, so I'd get it. I would be like, oh yeah, these 4 or 5-year-olds, they just don't get it. They haven't lived long enough to see it. All of us, dude. You're 16 to 25 to 25 to 35 to 35 to 45 to 45 to 55 to 55 to 60. We've lived long enough. You've seen these elections happen. You have seen the pattern. You have seen the manipulation. You have seen the control. You have seen the elites do this to the American public every fucking, at least 4, if for sure, not for 8 fucking years. Every 8 fucking years. For sure, 100% every 8 fucking years this happens. Every 8 years. Every time for election. That's what we need to be protesting. That is what we need to be stopping. This is not a time. This is the time where we all should open our fucking eyes. Wake the fuck up, people. This is the shit that we should be fighting. This is the shit that we should be protesting. This manipulation, this media bot fucking political game, this fake fucking news, fake fucking agendas, this whole sheeple fucking vaccine fucking big pharma fucking 1% elite not giving a fuck about the human fucking race besides them fucking selves and their own little fucking multi-billion-dollar conglomerate fucking hidden away in their own gated communities with their own security guards, with their own police, with their own fucked up agendas, devil worshipping motherfuckers. That's what we should have been fighting. That's what we should be protesting. That is the enemy. That collectively, all together, turn us, the American people, against ourselves. Every 8 years. And nobody's woken up to this. No one. I see my streets. I see my communities. I see my fellow Americans destroying each other. And when this is all said and done, you're going to walk by these store owners, the people, these companies that you've destroyed. And you guys, at a later date, could be best of friends. You know, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't know. You know, like, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean to hurt you. But by then, the political agenda is already done. You walk amongst these people. Every store you're destroying, you walk by these store owners, the people that work for that store, the people that needed that place to have their livelihoods. You walk by them every day. They might have helped you at some point. They you know, you guys could wave at each other every day. You may not even know that they own that store or that they work at that store or whatever the case may be. And you destroyed their livelihoods. For what? For what gain? It wasn't for your gain. I know that much. You didn't gain anything. What, a new pair of shoes? Why? And now you're leaving these people in turmoil, you know? And you're taking these big conglomerates, you know, and now they have the excuse to leave. Or these small businesses now have no choice but to leave or to shut down, to move in the big conglomerate. And that's all you get. And you know, this could potentially put mass people in homelessness. You know, people could lose, you know, you lose your livelihoods. That's what pays your mortgage, dude. That's what pays their rent. That's what pays their car notes. That's what pays their bills, you know, like the people you live next to, the people you walk past every single day. Based off of what? You cannot look at me logically and say, yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. And yeah, I know I made my point and that's how it needed to be. For who? For who? Tell me who? The only person I see winning here is the 1%. The only people I see winning here is the political parties. The only people that I see that has a reasonable agenda would be political. Your congressmen, your fucking senators, your fucking politicians, your crooked ass politicians are the ones winning. As you destroy your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, your communities to push their agenda? That, to me, doesn't look like it's very promising or very a good agenda. It's wrapped around violence, crime, hurt, pain, poverty, reliance on the government. Because now when you don't have your place, now when your company's burnt down, what other option do you have now? You're going to have to go to these bailouts. You're going to have to go and take these loans from these governments. You're going to have to go and pray for a stimulus check. Because you know that's the only thing that's now going to keep you afloat. Now it's not so much the fucking pandemic of coronavirus. No, it's been switched back over to race war. And then when that's all over, well, wait, we're not done with our agenda. Coronavirus is still here. Remember, we still have a pandemic. Remember, you still can't go to work. Remember, you still need to have lockdowns. And remember, we haven't even finished the first wave, let alone we haven't even started the second wave of coronavirus, which I guarantee you is coming. It's going to leave people in more impoverished, in more fucking financial hurt and pain. Community, your friends, your loved ones, yourself. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck do you think this is okay for? What the fuck are you fighting for? Look, dude, if somebody comes up to me, a black person, white fucking person, fucking Asian person, any person comes up to me and says, you fucking cracker, I don't give a fuck. If someone comes to you a derogatory term, I'm pretty sure we can all be at the state of mind now that you can just kind of look at them and tell them to go fuck themselves. Dude. But I'm not going to turn around and go destroy my own fucking city. I'm not going to go around and hurt people or potentially my friends or loved ones because of what some ignorant, stupid fucking bastard had to say to me. George Floyd. He was killed by the cops. Then put out a fucking plan. Rioting and looting. Dave Chappelle went on there, well, yeah, the streets need to act, and they need to do what they gotta do, and they're doing the right thing, and fuck yeah, they should destroy their community. Oh wait. Does this come from the same fucking guy that lives in the fucking middle of nowhere, fucking Iowa, in his own little fucking gated fucking house, with his own fucking personal security and police team? You mean this fucking guy? Huh? What the fuck do you know about anything? About no police brutality? Nothing, motherfucker. Motherfucker, you ain't been in these streets. Dude, I've been waiting for them to do all this and, yeah, destroy their cities and burn it down. That's the only way we can really get action. Really? First, I kind of agreed. At first, I was like, yeah, I mean, maybe this will show some fucking action. But then it didn't become of George Floyd, and this had nothing to do with the police. It's literally, of course, the agenda was going to flip. Of course, it was going to have nothing to do with police. Now it's not about the police and brutality. Now it's race wars. Of course, it was going to turn into that. What the fuck do you think political agenda do you think they're fucking playing here? Do you literally think the government's just going to come on the news? All right, all police abolished. No more funding for the police at all. Every officer on patrol or works for the department, you guys are all now permanently terminated. No pension plan. Go be homeless. Who the fuck? What the fuck country do you think that we live in? What the fuck world do you live in that you think that's gonna fucking happen? I mean, don't be an idiot. What the fuck fantasy land do you fucking honestly fucking live in if you are literally sitting on your couch thinking, yeah, man, let's go burn down this place and all of them are gonna be abolished? Use your fucking head. That was never gonna happen. From day fucking one, no matter what, that is never, ever in the slightest of ever you could possibly imagine, never gonna fucking happen. And I'll entertain it for 2 seconds. And if it does happen, trust me, you're gonna get far fucking worse, because then it's gonna be military. It's gonna be called martial fucking law. And if you don't know what martial law is, you should fucking go and look that shit up and see exactly what the fucking martial fucking law is, because that's your only other plan. And trust me, you thought the police were bad and brutal and fucking racist. Oh my god, wait until you got martial fucking law. Not so much, I won't say they're racist, but I'm going to say when they start kicking in your fucking door and kicking your fucking skull in, I'm going to be like, yeah, dude, yeah, they're not racist, but I told you martial law's a bitch. Dude, that'd be the only other fucking plan, and the fucking sure if I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit. Look at fucking logic here, dude. Like, this is never going to happen. Coming together and coming up with a plan or even a stepping stone of where we can go to have better police. I'm with you. I'm fucking with you. But everything that we've done in the past 3 fucking weeks to get to that point has literally not gotten us even close to that point. There has not even been a suggestion of what we could do better. Dave Chappelle and his whole fucking rant, he didn't even come up with a suggestion. He just bitched, whined, and fucking complained as a rich fucking guy that's living in the middle of fucking nowhere with fucking armed security guards. Okay, dude, you can chill the fuck up and then shut the fuck up. You don't know shit. I've been out in these streets, motherfucker. I'm your average guy that goes out and fucking out to Minneapolis. Bitch, I'm right outside Minneapolis, motherfucker. You do not know shit about nothing. Motherfucker, I've seen some shit happen in them fucking streets, bro, with the police. Let me tell you, there's got to be some reform. I'm with you there. I'm with you 100%. You cannot deny. I cannot. No one disagrees that what happened to fucking George Floyd was justified. Dude, no one is saying that what happened was okay. Everybody can come together and say what happened to George Floyd was fucked. Completely fucked. And that needs to not happen ever fucking again. And on that realm, dude, whether it was a black guy, white guy, Asian guy, brown guy, blue guy, alien, I don't give a fuck. That should not be happening in this fucking country. Damn sure around the world. It should not be fucking happening. But hurting your loved ones, hurting your neighbors, damaging your whole fucking city is just something that we just literally cannot be the answer to. And literally you got to wake up to what the fucking agenda of that is. I would like to believe that America is not so fucking stupid that we are actually thinking that, this is going to wake up a politician and fucking they have no agenda at all and they have not perpetuated this at all. And honestly, we're making the best steps and making the best of a really bad situation, and destroying our cities is really going to open up their whole eyes, and it's going to fix their agenda and make them fix and stop everything and put in new laws for fucking the police officers, and it's going to defund them and it's going to abolish them, and then we're going to be able to run the cities by ourselves and be able to do everything as the perfect world of America, and this is going to change everything. I mean, it's going to be a light bulb for the whole world. How the fuck did you think that was going to be the liable fucking answer? How the fuck do you think that's going to fucking happen? You cannot be this fucking stupid. No one in America is this fucking stupid. I would like to believe, dude, even with our broken education system, we've been well-rounded on when countries do fuck shit, they don't end up getting the prosperous fucking light bulb fucking everything is better now, dude. These countries have tried shit like this, and it has never, ever in the history of the world ever fucking worked out for people. This has never worked. And it sure as the fuck is not gonna work in fucking America. And it sure as fuck is never, ever gonna be the answer to a fucked up situation. You can't put violence with more violence with violence on top of violence on top of really stupid fucking ideas and say, oh, well, through all that, we're going to get the right answer and everything's going to be fixed. What the fuck? Dude, that is the dumbest shit I've ever... Dude, ugh. You cannot be that stupid. What the fuck? Oh my god, dude. Stop what you're doing. Take a step back. Take a deep breath. And then let's come back together. Here. We'll take a little break. Let's do it, and then we'll come back together and we'll work on a situation. And we'll start barreling down a plan. And we'll start organizing together and actually fixing these real problems, these real fucking conglomerates, these real agendas. We'll start attacking them, and we'll start not by violence, but with logic wokeness and being able to stop these problems. And I guarantee you, after you start doing them type of things, you will see change. You will see this country getting better. You will see greatness. You will see the people matter. You will see that, well, we'll see a lot of corruption. But then we'll attack that on the front lines. That is how you make change. That is how you fix a fucking broken system. That is how you stop all this bullshit. So we need to stop, dude. We need to stop this. And we need to honestly, oh my God, excuse me. We need to stop this and we need to come together and unify as a American public. Fuck what color you're from. Fuck what nation you're from. Fuck all the bullshit. Fuck all the dumb shit. We are all Americans and we need to come together and be one fucking unit and fix a broken system that is well on the fucking inside of this fucking country. Or well sitting with these fucking crooked ass fucking politicians, these crooked ass fucking presidential debates, these crooked ass fucking presidential fucking elections. That's what we need to be fighting for. That's what we need to be fucking saying we've had enough of. That is what we need to stop, is these fucked up agendas. I'm with you 100%. I'm saying let's do it. I'm with you. I'll help you. I'll fight alongside with you. And we'll fucking start getting shit done. And honestly, we can make a perfect America if we all stand together. But us fighting each other while they sit up in their comfy fucking little fucking gold-plated fucking spoons rammed up their fucking asses. Trust me, nothing's going to change as long as they get to stay in power. And as long as they get to stay manipulating us. That's my answer. It's the best answer I can give you. And that's how we can fix this. I love y'all.